been driving my truck for the last little bit. I noticed the brakes have gotten softer and softer, and tonight the brake light came on. Also, this last winter, the driver's side rear brake got stuck on. I was able to get that to free up, but I decided to just go through all the brakes on the truck and replace everything. For some reason, in 1980, Ford decided that you needed to pull your entire wheel hub just to replace brakes. It's a little excessive, but it doesn't matter. I haven't inspected these bearings since I bought the truck. So I cleaned everything up really good and inspected the bearings. And actually the bearings on the driver's side were actually starting to pit, and so were the races. This is the race and the bearing from the driver's side. You can see some pitting there. There's also a little bit more pitting there right on the bearings. You should always work the brake line back and forth a little bit until it breaks free. Don't just reef on it, you'll twist the line off. To get the brake cylinder out, I had to tap on it with a hammer a little bit, work it back and forth, and then eventually it just fell right out. The new cylinders have a 10mm bleeder valve. The old ones had a 3/8 inch, and they won't interchange. I always put the line on before the bolts. That way the line's easier to get lined up and started in the cylinder. Right here, you want to look at the witness marks to tell you how this was set up if you weren't paying attention when you took it apart. You can see the rust there where it was, so I know that's how it goes on. When you put the brake adjustment thing on, you want to make sure that it goes on properly. When you turn it, it should push the brakes apart, and then when you turn it back the other way, it should catch. Before you put the drum back on, you want to check these rods here and make sure they're lined up. If you have a nice smooth shop floor, you can put a little bit of oil on the floor and slide the duals and the hub back on together. With the uneven ground and the grass, I was worried about damaging the seal. So to put it back together, I decided to take them apart. You want to inspect the drum, make sure there's not too bad of a lip. You can see the other drum sitting there from the driver's side. I had to blow a hole in it with a torch so I could push the shoes out because the drum got stuck on.
Probably good.
I cleaned this surface here up with some really fine sandpaper. This is where the seal rides. You want to inspect it really well. You can actually pound that off and replace it if you need to.
Pitting and things like that.
Of course, you want to clean everything up as best you can. And you also want to inspect that bearing before you put it back in. You want to fill the seal itself with a little bit of gear oil. If I were you, I would try and find an actual seal driver to do this. I'm a little bit stupid. This vehicle isn't super important to me, so this is how I put it in. It did dent the seal up and mar up the edge a little bit, but the spring was still in the rubber part of the seal, so I think it will seal up just fine.
What bent on it?
Yeah. Always high temp. Good job, Calvin. Calvin.
I'm going to be inspecting these splines. How you can still see machine marks on there, so it must still be in pretty good shape. I decided to try and reuse this reusable gasket. If it leaks, it wouldn't take very much to slide the axle back out. and put some silicone on it. I probably should have got a new one of these nuts. It's just got the locking Teflon on it and a small little keeper. I decided to just try it, and I also didn't have any keepers. There was no keepers on there when I took it apart. So I went on Amazon and ordered some, and I'll just slide the axle out and slip those in when they show up. I tighten the axle nut until the hub won't spin freely anymore, and then I back it off a quarter of a turn. These are the wedges that you need to put in on the end of the axle.
So we have to keep that seal aligned.
You want to turn the adjuster until the shoes go all the way out against the drum, then push in on the little spring thing and turn it back a couple clicks.
Okay, pump them up. They get them firm. All right. Yeah. Pump them up really quick. They're not getting firm at all.
Nope, they're still saying the same.
Check the fluid. Stop pressing it. Okay, pump it up. There's a leak. Ah, darn it.
Is that good?
No, you gotta keep pumping it. Does your leg hurt?
A little bit.
Keep pumping. Okay, that's good. Wait, pump it one more time and hold it. Keep holding it. It's not hurting?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's all a waste. No, it's got, the booster's got a leak. Alright, that's good. Here, it's leaking right here.
What?
It's leaking under here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is a to be continued.
It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to bleed the brakes in this video for you guys, so you'll just have to check in on the next video when I replace the brake booster and the master cylinder.
Ready?